going on, my peoples, my followers? It's your man Apollo once again coming at you solo. I'm back at you. I told you guys I was gonna get you a movie review, and I got you. I found a great movie to watch on Netflix. Again, another banger. I highly recommend it. Now it is a bit on the touchy side, but nevertheless, the name of the movie I'm going to review is called American Son. It was released September 12th. I know, a day after 9/11 on Netflix. Stars Kerry Washington. Of course, we all know who that is. Steve Pasquale. I can't say these people's names, man. Don't know him from anywhere. Jeremy Jordan. You might not recognize his name, but if you watch Supergirl, he is kind of like the Agent Q type of dude, tech guy in the DEO. But we're not here to talk about him. And also stars Eugene Lee. And when you think about it, these are literally the only four people you see in the entire movie. And what's nice about this movie is that it was based on a Broadway play with the same exact actors. Like, so they from what I've understood or from what I read, that this movie was based, like, these actors did the Broadway play, and then Netflix, I guess, wanted to turn it into a movie. So yeah, so I like it. It's a good movie. But the main premise of the movie is an estranged couple who was separated on the verge of divorce. They have to reunite late in the night, early in the wee hours of the morning, in a Florida police station. They'll find their missing 18-year-old son. Yeah, in the beginning you're just like, oh, some twists and turns in this thing. But the movie takes place in one setting the entire movie. So the name of the kid missing is, his name is Jamal, and Kerry Washington is his mother, and her name is Kendra Ellis. And Steve Pasquale, his dad, is his name is Scott. Excuse me, man. Just bear with me, guys. Got a scratchy throat, but I'm gonna put this content out for you because you guys matter, and I enjoy doing this. But anyway, back to what I was saying. Kerry Washington, her character, the mother, her son Jamal has been missing for around 24 hours. She let him go out in a Lexus because, you know, privileged 18-year-old kid has a fucking Lexus. But hey, who am I to judge? My first car was an Oldsmobile Laro. Anyways, not the point. She's trying to contact him for a while, trying to call him, leaving him texts, leaving him voicemails. When she calls, his phone goes directly to voicemail. So she, you know, what is any mother going to do? She's going to freak out about her son not responding to her calls and everything. So she's at the police station, and Jeremy Jordan, he plays a pretty much rookie cop, and he almost comes off as clueless. Like, I mean, he's trying to be by the book, but also at the same time you just get the sense that he's just like leaving some information out. But I got my notes here. Yeah, I mean, he's a rookie. He's just clueless. He's a rookie cop, and you know, they argue. A lot of this movie is just them arguing in one damn room, but you just ignore that because this movie hits on so many tones, and this is mostly a movie based on racial like tones, and it hits hard on that, and I'll explain as I go on. But at the beginning in the station, you know, she's erratic. She's trying to figure out what is going on with her son. Is he dead? Is he in custody? Is he arrested? And the officer, the rookie cop, can't really tell her all this information because, you know, cops can't give that out to us, even though that's her kid. But she thinks that she's not telling him anything because she's a black woman and that he's racist. And then she asks him, you know, do you have kids? And he's like, yes. Like, do you have a black son? And he's like, no, I have two white daughters. And She's like, huh, yeah, you never understand where I'm coming from. And they argue a little bit more, and she's on the phone with her, I guess still husband, but they're separated. They've been separated for about 3 or 4 months. He kind of left her, but he he offers her some water, and she's like, yeah, I'll take some water. He's like, yeah, there's some water fountains, over there around the corner, blah blah blah. And she's like, oh, because this place used to be segregated. And he just like, oh shit, yeah. And he kind of like walks away. Then she continues calling, and she's on the phone with her husband. And then this white dude walks in, and he's in the FBI. He has a badge on. He walks in, and then a rookie cop walks up to her, like, oh my God, I'm so glad you're here. Because he thinks they're waiting on this Lieutenant Stokes. And this rookie cop has never seen this Lieutenant Stokes, so he assumes that this white dude that walks in is Lieutenant Stokes. So this white guy walks in. The rookie cop's like, oh my God, I'm so glad you're here. Man, she just went straight mad ghetto for like real quick, basically saying she went 0 to 100 real quick. She went ghetto, and the guy's just like, okay, pump the brakes. He's like, who you talking to like that? I know, you know who I am. And then the white dude walks over to Kerry Washington, grabs her hand, turns around, looks at the rookie cop, and says, where's our son? And at that moment, like, oh, so the dad is white and the mom is black. I'm like, okay. So I'm thinking, and I'm waiting. I hope this FBI guy uses his pull as an FBI agent. Tell this rookie cop, hey, shut the fuck up, tell me where my kid is, or I'm skull fuck you. Let me know. But when when the rookie cop sees the badge and he's like, oh, you're a cop, he's like, yeah, FBI. And the rookie cop's like, oh shit. He's just like, I double fucked up. I double messed up. But finds out an FBI agent, and then the rookie cop, asks him, can I get you anything? He's like, yeah, I take a coffee. And the FBI agent's like, I like it black. Well, no, first, before he said that, the rookie cop asks Kerry Washington, she's like, no, I'm fine. And he asks him, how do you like your coffee? A couple of sugars, creamer. He's like, no, I like it black. And Kerry Washington's like, of course you do, with this bitchy face, like, yeah, motherfucker, you trying to be funny in this time? I found that funny. I don't know. I wrote it in my notes when I said that FBI agent likes his coffee black. I put it in quotations because it was just funny to me. I don't know. Oh my God. So before he leaves to go get the coffee, the recap comes back, and then out of nowhere, the FBI agent Scott and the recap, they start getting along. You're like, okay, of course they're gonna get along now. They've got past the machismo phase, and like, okay, two white guys, they're hitting off like, yeah, what's up, homie? Yeah, blah blah. And then of course, the rookie cop tells him some information that he doesn't tell Kerry Washington. And as a mother, that she's like, oh, you can come in and tell a white man what's going on, but you can't tell me, you motherfucker. And so the rookie cop goes away to go get the coffee for Scott. And then this is the first segment, or when like the premise of the movie, they just start arguing about a lot of things. They're arguing, and Scott says something about how, my son is this and that, he's successful, and he's supposed to go to West Point, he's going to go to the military academy, he's going to be commissioned, all that. I worked so hard to, typical white man spiel. Not to offend anybody that's a white dude listening, but. And then they start arguing, and then he says something, and then you find out that Kerry Washington character, Kenny, or as he calls her, Kendra Ellis, is a hard grammar Nazi. I mean, she started correcting him. I'm just like, okay, bitch, that'll make me mad too. He corrected me. I'm in a state right now of unease. My son is missing, possibly dead, shot, or arrested, or whatever. I'm a white dude with a young son out there who, since I left you, started wearing baggy pants and cornrows, looking like he's out of a 2001 Cash Money Millionaires music video. I'm at unease right now. But they argue, and they're arguing for a good minute, and I realized the cop is still missing. I'm like, where the fuck is he at with this coffee? You know, like 15, 20 minutes go by. I'm like, he still ain't came back with the coffee yet. And they just keep arguing. And then the argument just gets deeper into the perception of how they view a young black kid, like Kerry Washington character, as a mother gives her view of how she's always afraid when she goes to sleep at night, worrying about her young black son possibly being arrested, or it just being put over for no reason just because he's black, or the perception that he can't walk down the street without a white woman clutching her purse. The typical tropes that black dudes kind of go through in America. And then Scott is looking at it as a white dude. He's like, okay, my son does things by choice. He's not going to be part of the system. I raised him to be a man and to be better than that, and to not make excuses and not to blame the system or blame, quote unquote, the man for his problem. I raised him to be held accountable. And like, the movie at this part just really goes into the views and how things really are in society when it comes to police officers and in general black men. And like I said, it really dives into that spectrum of that. And I think they did it well. You could just see the emotion coming from both of them, and they both played their sides right. And whether the actor that's playing Scott, whether that's his true beliefs or not, he makes you believe that those are his views. And I think he did a real good job of portraying, I don't want to say clueless, but he portrays a white man who, it's not that he doesn't understand black culture of a young, like, black kid these days, or 18-year-old. He's just not in tune with it. He doesn't completely great. He's just not all there. He just doesn't really go there. It's like me, like, if I can use an example of sports scenarios, like I know about hockey, but I don't know about hockey. Like, I know hockey exists, and I know people play, and I know you can score and you can win, but I can't deep dive into the game of hockey. And I don't know if that's a bad analogy, but if you can understand where I'm coming from, that's kind of where he goes with that. But you try to understand how each parent looks at the world for their son from two different sides. And at this point, it's about like half an hour gone by at least, and that cop still ain't came back with that goddamn coffee yet. And I'm just like, this is where I'm fucking crazy. My dumb ass is like, they're sitting up here arguing about real life stuff, and I'm like, where the hell is this cop at with this man's coffee? I would be real upset right now if this man didn't get back with this coffee. But they get deeper into the argument, and then Scott argues the fact that he's proud that his son is going to go to West Point, and he should follow that tradition of men in Scott's family have always served in some type of capacity, whether it's military, police officer, agent, FBI, something like that. Men have served. And he says a line, and when he says his line, he says it so convincingly that for me, I'm just like, I had to kick back, because he was like, my son doesn't have a say in what he gets to do. I'm like, first of all, I personally feel like that's the wrong answer. You should not tell your kid you don't have a say in what the hell you get to do with your damn life, especially when they're 18. So to me, I don't agree with that premise, but I get where he's coming from. He's a traditionalist. He's from that type of family where if one man in one generation does this, then the men after have to always follow suit, especially if the initial person who did it with like greatness in their eyes. And I get where he's coming from. But then Kerry Washington character, she comes and says how her son, he wants to play the guitar, he wants to do other things, he doesn't exactly have to go to West Point. And then they get into this argument about Scott saying how he doesn't want his son wasting his time with false dreams about playing the guitar, and then being in some weak ass cover band, making $450 a week, playing at a wedding for a guy who can drop 100K because he didn't waste his time trying to quote unquote follow his dream. He actually took his ass to college and got a degree. And in that premise, I'm like, man, that you don't have to look at it like that. And I'm speaking from my perspective on my life. Yes, I do have a college degree, but I got an everyday average fucking job. And here I am on YouTube because as they say, I'm following my dreams, which is why I'm on YouTube doing this podcast, because I finally got the balls to sit the hell down and record this fucking thing, and here I am. So to me, Dad is just a typical American white dude. I don't want to say, no, he's entitled. Fuck it, I'm going to say it. He's entitled. Because it's unfiltered, and I'm going to say what I feel. He's entitled. And so the rookie cop finally shows up with the goddamn coffee. Excuse me. And then the cop informs him that Jamal was pulled over in the Lexus, brand new Lexus, that was in the dad's name. Got pulled over with two other black dudes. One of them was like a 20-year-old. His name was Deshaun Roll. I'm like, that's like one of the blackest names you can think of. And it was like D.A. Sean, R-O-L-L-E Roll. And he was driving the Lexus, even though the Lexus was the son's Lexus. The son was in the passenger seat. So he was in the car with a guy who had a warrant out for a misdemeanor for marijuana possession. And then there was another guy. I forgot the other kid's name. Rashawn, I don't know. Something Bell. Jerron Bell. I don't remember. And at this point, you never see the son or his friends. You just hear about them. You never see them. You only see the four people I mentioned at the beginning of the video and then the entire movie. That's it. And now thinking about it, I don't think I've ever seen a movie where you see four people in one setting and you're just invested. So to me, that holds weight. That was great. So we come to figure out that the car was pulled over because, again, there were three black kids. All right, and you later on figure out more information on why they were pulled over. But as of right now, we figure out they were pulled over because on the back of the Lexus there was a bumper sticker that said "Shoot Cops." It said "Shoot Cops" big as hell, but under it, like little fine print, like how you see on those insurance commercials, you see the little fine print down there that you can barely read. Well, under the "Shoot Cops," it said, with your cell phone, basically saying, if you are black and you get pulled over by a police officer, pull your cell phone out and record it so you can protect yourself. But I guess the cop didn't take it that way. At a quick glance, all you see is "Shoot Cops." So of course that's going, as a police officer, you're going to be like, oh hell no. And this black kids, let's pull their fucking asses up. And yeah, so they get that information. Rookie cop walks back away again to go get some more information because he's only feeding them what he believes they're telling him. But the whole time I feel like he wasn't leading them and giving them the correct information fully like he should have been. I'm not a cop, so I can't speak on that specifically. I don't know. But that actor, Jeremy Jordan, just really makes you feel like he's leaving out something on purpose. Like he's just an asshole rookie cop who just, for some reason, wants to play clueless. Just 'cause he wants to act brand new for no reason. Yeah, but so Scott and Kerry Washington character, they start arguing again. And then you find out that Jamal goes to the richest prep school in Miami. And he's one of three black kids out of 400 white kids. Yeah. And they say the other two black kids are dating each other. So either they're gay or it's a boy and girl. So, and then there's just them all. And then Kerry Washington's character is just like how, those white kids will never see a black kid ever in their life. This is the only time that they'll ever interact with the black kid, like Jamal, or the only time they see a black kid is when they do like those little like things, those little home building charity events, so they can, you know, build something up for their resume to go to Princeton or some Ivy League school, something like that. And I understood her from that point when she said that. But you just see how them being together and just getting all this stuff off their chest is starting to just really break them down. And you just see that to a point where they sit down, you're like, though you can tell they're separated, they still love each other, but they're just both so hurt. And the fact that their son is missing and they don't know the full information, it doesn't help the situation at all. And it's raining outside the whole time too, so I'm sure that don't help either. But I mean, I think it rains all the time in Miami, right? Doesn't it? Anyways, Scott gets a text and he said it's from his brother, but we never confirmed that if it's his brother or he was just saying that to put Kerry Washington's character at ease. What is this girl name? So I start calling. Oh god damn it, I keep forgetting. Kendra. Okay. To put Kendra at ease. And in the video you hear when he hits play, all you hear is, oh man, stay down, nigga, stay down, nigga, bang, 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 gunshots. And then the video ends. So you're like, oh man. Either I'm thinking that Jamal got up and they attacked the cop and shot the cop, but it winds up that one of them gets shot, and I'll tell you how that turns out at the end. But after that video, they just like break down. Oh my god, they just break down. Scott starts losing it, and that rookie cop just like he's just like, please sir, calm down. And Scott just like, you know, hey motherfucker, where's my son? No. He like slaps the coffee out of his hand. Where's my son, asshole? You know, just starts getting at him. And then Lieutenant Stokes finally shows up. Lieutenant Stokes is an old black dude. Yeah. And then Scott loses his shit on him. He starts pushing both of them. Lieutenant Stokes is like, look man, I don't want to arrest you and you use all your credibility with that badge. If you keep pushing it, I'm going to arrest your ass and charge you with this and this and that and that. So Scott looks at them and is like, fuck you. Like, he's like, fuck you. And then like, book his ass. And they take him back to booking and they handcuff him. Well, they sit him down because Kendra's like, he has a heart murmur, whatever. And they have to take pictures of Lieutenant Stokes' face and Scott's hands and his face, because I mean, I don't think he beat him up that bad, but you know, cops gon' cops. So they book Scott and they take his ass back to booking, whatever. The rookie cop does it. And then you have Lieutenant Stokes and Kendra. They start talking, and Lieutenant Stokes, you know, he drops that old player knowledge on her, that old school, you know, black knowledge on her. Like, look, if we teach our young black men, and if they get pulled over, to not act like that they got to be hard because of what these rap videos say, and you know, and what all this other shit says. If we teach them to just mind your manners and be respectful, then we wouldn't be in situations like this. Basically what he's saying is, understand your surroundings, understand how you present yourself. And he's like, because there is no American dream for people like you or me. No matter what fancy school you put them in, no matter what kind of education they get. That's basically what he was telling her. To an extent, I agree with him, mostly on the dynamic that me, and especially me as a black man, we got to understand that if we are pulled over in this situation, we got to be the most respectful we can. But at the same time, a lot of these cops got to stop jumping to a conclusion and just assuming that all black men are aggressive and angry and firing the trigger. Like, we got to stop that. But her and Lieutenant Stokes, you know, they're arguing. He's like, look here, lady, if you don't calm down, I'm gonna walk out of here and I ain't gonna tell you shit. And she like looks at him. She's like, who's your supervisor? She said it all bossy. He takes a little notepad, puts that shit in his coat pocket, and turns around, starts walking on. She's like, okay, okay, okay. He's like, excuse me? She's like, okay, I understand. So she calms down, and you know, they go in another spiel, and he's dropping the knowledge on her. And he's like, I'll be back. I'm going to get some more information. Sit here and be quiet. But through that argument, you see how it can come out that a woman, a black woman too, can stereotypically be labeled as always bitter and angry. And Kerry Washington does a great job of portraying that through this Kendra character. But at the same time, you almost feel for her because she's a mother of, yes, a mixed kid. But if he's wearing baggy pants and he has cornrows, I'm pretty sure this nigga look black. And she tells about how she just worries, and how when she's worrying, Scott's just sleeping like a baby there, like a fucking rock. But Scott comes back from being booked. He says something about, yeah, they promised me something. I don't know. Takes a piece of paper, balls this shit up, throws it away. He's basically like, fuck these cops, fuck them, blah, blah, blah. And then they get into another argument. I'm just like, why don't you two just go in a room and just release some of the anger and have sex real quick, and then come back and be level-headed and talk. But Lieutenant Stoke comes back, and he starts to read the report, and you find out that it was a black cop that pulled them over. And the reason why he pulled him over is because he witnessed the driver, Deshaun, buying weed from a weed man, and he trailed them, and he got to a point where he pulled him over. And when he ran their IDs, he saw that Deshaun had a warrant. Well, while he was running their IDs, Deshaun got out the car. I don't know what way you think this is smart. He gets out the car. So as an officer, he has to train his weapon to Deshaun. Tells him to get down. And then the other guy gets out. I don't remember his name. Not Jamal, but the other kid. Because Jamal was in the passenger seat. The other kid was in the back. He gets out. Cop trains his weapon on him. Tells him to get down. Jamal gets out. Tries to put his hands on the hoodie. Well, it's raining outside. Jamal slips, and for some reason takes off running. And then the cop shoots him around, ricochets, hits him in the head, and kills him instantly. Now, I'm a veteran, and in that situation, if the only person that really comes off as a threat is Deshaun, because he's the one that bought the weed. Okay, I get it. The car is registered in Scott's name, so you should know that Jamal is his son. Detain him. But why are you shooting Jamal? Because he takes off. I mean, eventually you're gonna find him, because if anything, the kid's gonna go home. Take care of the guy who has a warrant first. Why that cop felt the need he had to fire his weapon, I don't know. It was never stated if any of them had a weapon and attacked him. But when you listen to me explain that and you hear the video, it was a point where they were all trained on the ground. And if you remember the video, and I'm pretty sure this is probably Deshaun talking, he was telling him, man, stay down, stay down. Maybe being in this fear of the situation, and with everything going on, Jamal's acting out, he just thought, man, I just need to get up and get away. And he got up, and the cop shot him, or shot at him. And I just don't understand why the police officer felt the need to shoot Jamal. Like, it could have been they could have tased him, or something. Or better, if you chase him, the other two are going to get away. So, at that situation, I feel like training sometimes fails cops. But you got to take care of the priority. And the priority was Deshaun, who was the one that bought the weed, was driving a car that was not his, and he's already had a warrant out for possession of marijuana. So you figure you would detain them, and at the most, or at the least, call for backup to help with the other two while you deal with Deshaun. But instead, in the sense of this movie, another young black kid is shot and killed by a police officer. And of all cities, Miami, and in the hood part of Miami, Liberty City, like the hood, like trap. So, and it was shot by a black cop. So think of what he has to go through now. He is going to be called coon nigga, Uncle Tom, all kinds of stuff, you know. I hope nobody gets offended by my language here, okay? Just, it's called unfiltered. That's what it's going to be. You know, I understand? But, my thoughts on growing up as a young black kid, I'm pretty sure there were a lot of nights my parents stayed up wondering, stuff like that. Thank God I never went through an experience like that. Most of the time I've ever been pulled over, you know, a couple of times for speeding. A lot of times I was in my uniform in the military and I got out of the ticket. Excuse me. So, but I understand where, you know, Kerry Washington's character is coming from, and she's always thinking about him. And in a sense, I understand where Scott is coming from, but I don't fully agree with all his perspectives and views on how he, you know, thinks his son should live or how his son should be. But all in all, man, American Son, great movie. Give it a look, man, on Netflix, you know. But you guys tell me what you think down in the comment section. Do you want to see the movie? What do you think about it? You know, start a discussion down there. You know, leave a like on the video. I guess I'm gonna give you guys more content like this. I'm gonna find another movie on the review. I'm not gonna only do Netflix. I'm gonna do Hulu movies, Amazon movies. You know, I may review some Disney Plus stuff when they get some new stuff up there. You know, it's just a lot of stuff out there, a lot of shows and movies people watch, and you know they don't get a discussion started about it because no one talks about it. Well, I'm gonna talk about it. So. Those are my that's me reviewing the movie. My thoughts. I think it dives well into the racism of how cops, you know, the dynamic of cops and young black men. I think that it goes with that well. And having a black mother married to a white man and and them having a young black child, I think that really strengthens the dynamic. I don't think it would have been as strong if it would have been a situation with a black man and white woman. But either way, they did this movie real well. Like I said, it was a Broadway play first, and then they turned it into a movie. And you, like I said, you only see those 4 actors the entire movie, those same 4 actors. When they gave them the news of Jamal being shot, that hit me. It made my heart drop because I could just imagine. I have girls, you know. I got 3 girls. I can imagine if I had a son in that situation and he was just caught up, wrong place, wrong time, and he became a victim of his environment. You can just, how Kerry Washington breaks down, seeing her, that just makes me just like, just talking about it now, I'm starting to feel a little emotional. So, if I had to give this movie a rating, of course, like I said, I'm going to do star rating scale. I'm going to give it, man, it's so tough. I'm going to give it a 3.5 out of 5. I know, like, it's above average. I felt like it's not a 4. Maybe because of this, you know, just the 4 and the setting. It's still a good movie. I highly recommend watching it, but of course, it's not perfect. I 3.5 out of 5. 3.5, yeah. Give it 3.5. It's a good movie. I just think it's just not at quite a 4. It's missing something, and I just watched it. Maybe after I digest it in more, I'll figure out what that other half a star is, what it's missing. But at a 4. But as of right now, I'm gonna give it a 3.5 out of 5 stars. I highly recommend giving it a look at. In the future, I will, or within the next video, I will look for another movie or you guys put in the comment section what movie do you want me to watch or review. I'll give it a look. I'll give it a review. We can discuss it and talk about it. So that is my review, guys, of American Son, the Netflix movie. I hope you guys enjoyed this commentary. There were more to come. Whenever you listen to this, I hope the rest of your day goes great, or your night. But that is my review. Talk to you guys later. Apollo out.